We're going to use our previous knowledge of simple chords or triads to construct a chord progression for a C blues based on the triads of C, F and G. So open GarageBand, select new project, we just want a piano, and choose. Now we're going to call it blues progression. And let's just drop the tempo back to about 90 beats per minute. Right, we'll just check that our piano is working. And that's okay. So let's go to our studio keyboard and see how we find the notes and play the C, the F and the G triads. Finding C major, F major and G major triads for a C blues chord pattern. First of all, C is very easy. Find middle C. Two black notes to the left is C. Skip the next white note and you have E. Skip the next white note and you have G. Play them separately, C, E, G. Play them together and you have a C major chord or triad. Now we find F. Go C, B, E, F. That is the root note or main note of the F triad. Skip the next white note and you have A. Skip the next white note and you have C. Now, very easy to find the G major triad, which we've already learned. Go up one note from F, G. Skip the next white note, you have B. Skip the next white note, you have D. G, B and D. Okay, here we are back in GarageBand, and this is going to be a bit of fun and using some of the neat tricks that we can do, not just in GarageBand, in most music software. So if we have a look at the worksheet, you'll see a 12-bar blues written out there for you. We're going to reconstruct that, but see how it works. So we open up our track editor, just have a look at that again, this button here. Select score because we want to see what these notes are going to look like. And now make sure that we're going to record on that track by highlighting it. And let's also go control count in because we want 4 beats count in before we start actually recording. Find your C major triad. There it is. If you're not too sure, just rewind the video back to where we looked at it, found the notes on the studio keyboard. Hit record. Okay, and I either hit spacebar or the play button here to stop it. Alright, now we need another chord, so we're going to put the cursor smack bang on bar 2. And we can do that just by putting our cursor over that number 2 there, in that grey area, clicking, and it should go exactly to bar 2. Don't try using the rewind buttons because it won't get you to exactly bar 2. Okay, now find your F major triad. If you're not too sure, rewind the video and have a look at where it was on the studio keyboard. Hit record. Hit the play button or the space bar to stop it. Now here's where we get really clever. Right, we want 2 bars of C major chord, but we've already played it. And if you have trouble, if you're only just starting to learn how to use the keyboard, then you can find the notes. The tricky thing is making them flow smoothly like this. So if you don't play keyboard, this is a really neat trick. Highlight that C major bar. It was the first bar we had. Just look what I did there. Don't double click, just click on it once so it turns bright green. And then you go edit, copy. Now click here, not with that little sign there, but up here with the arrow, click on 3 to take it exactly to bar 3. Go, paste, and paste. And you can see down here we've got a bar of C, a bar of F, 2 bars of C. Now our second bar is F, and if we look down at our music there, we want 2 bars of F. So we click on that second bar, we go copy, make sure our cursor's smack bang on bar 5, and we go paste and paste again. Okay, now we're up to bar 7. It's on the second line of music there, and so just trust me on this, we want 2 bars of C now. That's the very first bar, so you click on that so it turns bright green. We don't want file, we want edit, copy. It's already smack bang on bar 7, so we go paste, paste. Now there's a chord there we haven't played before, and we want the G triad that we played on the studio keyboard. So find that, make sure your cursor's exactly on bar 9, and hit the record button, and we want just 4 nice solid crotchet notes with all 3 notes being played at the same time. Okay, now if we zoom back to bar 2 and just look at that, this one down here moves the score up and down. This one here moves our arrange section up and down where we can look at the whole song. So we want bar 2 because that's our F major chord. We could just play it, but if you're not a very experienced keyboard player, this is a handy thing. Copy, put that cursor smack bang on bar 10, paste. Now we want a C chord, so let's just copy that first bar. I'm just using Apple copy now. I'm exactly on bar 11. Let's just check that. Yes, exactly bar 11. Apple V or paste. And all we need now, I could try and remember which bar is our G chord here, but I'll just find G on the keyboard. There it is, and hit record. That was a bit quicker, just to find it on the keyboard and play it. Gradually, you'll find that you get more experience and you could play the whole thing without all this copying and pasting. But let's have a listen to it now. Okay, so we'll have a bit of a read of the score, hit the return button, and that will take it nicely back to the very start. We want to look at the score down here, see what we've played. Right, now we could also use our knowledge from our previous lesson on chord structure to make accompanying patterns, make it a little bit more interesting. And in our next little video tutorial, we can cast our minds back to the second lesson we had on the blues scale, and we could improvise a second track over the top of our chord progression and start constructing a blues melody and chord progression.